we're on or together. If you don't have it right now, let me see who we got here tonight. Hold on. I'm actually on my computer tonight instead of my phone, so it's a little different. Can y'all hear me okay? If you can, give me like one of these. And Allie is like really big in my screen right now. I didn't say it was a bad thing. Y'all just bear with me one second. But no, we've actually got some really, really good stuff here. And I did ask Allie to be on with me tonight because I actually do better when I'm like bouncing stuff off of people and stuff. And I can't think of anyone better than to have Allie to co-host with. And I want to give a shout out to her for creating this True Power Hour. Honest to God, I'm not just saying this because she's one of my best friends and I love her to death, but this is one of the greatest things ever done in this company. And I think most of you agree. I've heard nothing but good reports about the Power Hours. I've tried to make as many as I can. Everyone's constantly talking. All of my leaders and stuff are constantly talking about the things they learned here and loving it. So props to Allie for doing this. And we're actually going to talk about that leadership characteristic that she showed when she created this that you guys can be using. So thanks everyone for joining. Let me get to my notes. I'm going to be hopping back and forth. Quick history of who I am. I know most of you probably know more about me than you want to know, but I've been an entrepreneur all of my life. I started working. My first job was at my mom and dad's, had a little country grocery store in a little bitty community about, oh God, maybe 400 or 500 people. And they owned the little grocery store there. And I was working there. My mom taught me how to take orders, how to run the cash register, make orders and stuff like that at a really young age. And then I went to work for my brother Daniel in a carpet cleaning business as soon as I graduated, and he put me as a manager there. And so immediately I like telling people what to do rather than being the one always told what to do. And so within a year or two later, Daniel actually helped me. I started my own business and turned it into, I was making about $100,000 a year at age 19. And so doing extremely well. Working my butt off, traveling a lot, but I like that. I like throwing myself out there, and I studied a lot. I found what other people was doing. I didn't want to just do something to do it. I wanted to make sure there was some money and I was going to get paid in that industry first because I like being rewarded. It's not about the money. It's about the accomplishment, but I wanted to be able to provide for a family and do things. And so I always studied things that would make money and study people who made money more importantly. And so the carpet cleaning business died in one day. We had one contractor, it was Walmart. They stopped us, cut our contract in one day. And so I had to go into something else. I always wanted to go into real estate. So I went into financing and started a mortgage company. Didn't know anything about mortgages at all. Studied for months, took the broker test, hired 20 loan officers, and they knew more than I knew. And I was the owner. But I wanted to be the one signing the checks, making the most money. Took me a few months. I learned the business extremely well, was very successful with it. And then through the mortgage business, I went into real estate investing. And I know this is a little long and boring, but I'll give you a little background of who I am. I went into real estate investing, started doing development, worked with some of the richest, wealthiest men in New Orleans as business partners, and had over 200 employees at one time. I remember I got audited when I was 29 years old by my bank, and they informed me that I was worth $3.4 million. On paper, I was a millionaire. I didn't have that much in the bank, but they said, hey, yeah, you're a millionaire. We'll loan you a lot of money if you want to invest in real estate. So I started buying real estate like crazy. And then Katrina hit in 2005, and I lost every dime I had. And so not only right after Katrina, the real estate market went kaplunk, if y'all remember the mortgage crisis and stuff. So everything I knew how to make a living for my family was gone in an instant. And so I had to reinvent myself. And so I went in to the business of learning how to rank websites and make money online and how to do marketing, and did extremely well in that. Had to sleep in my car for about 6 months while I learned the business in Denver because the people who were teaching me couldn't afford to pay me at the time, or they didn't want to pay me. And so I paid the sacrifice, went back to New Orleans, built a few sites, and had built my income back up within about a year. I had 3 businesses that were extremely successful. And when I joined True Vision, though, I had totally gained so much weight from all of the stress and stuff. I was pushing 300 pounds. And so one night, out of the blue, someone messaged me and said, "Hey, do you want to try these new diet pills?" I tried it. At first, I didn't like it. Long story there. I won't get into it tonight. But eventually, I started taking the product correctly, and I went on to lose over 100 pounds. And through all of that, at first, I did not want to sell, didn't even think about selling. Matter of fact, I have the text message somewhere where I told my upline, never, ever message me again if you're thinking I'm going to sell this stuff. So does that sound familiar? Anybody get in the business and have no idea whatsoever or any plans at all that you want to sell diet pills, right? None of us do. And so remember that. We're going to talk about that a little later on. But in the beginning, nobody wants to sell True Vision, okay? But later on, they're going to become your best associates. So we're going to talk about how to get them to that point. And so thank God, Monica French did keep following up with me and stuff, and I went to a True Vision meeting, and that's the key thing. When they got me to a True Vision meeting, that's where it happened at. That's where all the magic happened at. And I said, hey, I like these people. I'd like to be a part of them. And then I started hearing about the money that could be made, and it really caught my attention. And so Travis Martin was actually at that first meeting. He connected with me, and we're going to talk a little bit about that and the importance of why we have meetings a little later on. But the rest is history. Within 3 years, I was a 7-star director. So didn't happen overnight. A lot of bumps and bruises. A lot of people on here hated me at first. Some of it was probably justified. Brittany, I see you shaking your head. I still have a life-size poster of Brittany Klein somewhere. I think it's in my attic, because when I first joined True Vision, she was the face of True Vision. Everybody had seen her before and after. Still one of my favorites. And so I put a kiosk in a mall and went and had a life-size poster made up of Brittany and stuck it there, because at the time I was still almost 300 pounds. And so couldn't tell my story. I was telling Brittany's story. And honest to God, I was probably selling a 50-pack every few days off of Brittany Klein's story, me standing there weighing almost 300 pounds. So you can do this. I don't care where you're at. If you want to bad enough, you can do this. So, and Brittany actually never did hate me. She was so nice. I remember the first convention I went to in New Orleans, nobody talked to me. Everybody hated me except Brittany. She actually come and got me, said, "Hey, I want to take a picture with you." And I'd lost a good bit of weight by then. So anyway, that was a lot, but we're going to talk. And Allie, feel free to jump in here anytime you want to. I wrote this down earlier. I'd read it. Bob Goff said, "Embrace uncertainty. Some of the most beautiful chapters in our lives won't have a title until the end of your book." So no matter where you're at right now, if you're going through it tonight, if you're out there and you're like right on the verge of giving up, this show tonight is going to be for you. That's who we're talking to. The people that have been discouraged over the last few years. You're ready to quit, or just don't seem like your business is working, right? We're going to be talking to you tonight, so listen up. You might be in the best chapter of your book right now, but you're not going to know it until the end. So take heart, get a different attitude. So Henry Ford says, "A business that makes nothing but money is a poor business." So yeah, we are in the business of making money. Thank God we can pay our bills with it. But if that's your only goal in True Vision Health is just to make money, then you're in the wrong business. Because we're here to change lives, right? It's still about helping people change lives. I know True Vision changed my life. It changed my whole family's life. The best friends I have in the world right now, guess where they're at? They're in True Vision Health, right? And so that's the opportunity that you can have in this business. So let me see. All right. And then this is the last little thing I wrote down. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away just a few small stones. It does not happen overnight. It takes time. You're not going to be a 6-star or a 7-star director your first year. Don't hardly happen that way. I mean, there might be 1 or 2 stories out there, but we have hundreds of thousands of associates. So the chances are you're going to have to do it just like I did it, just like Allie did it, just like Brittany Klein did it. You're going to have to work your way from the bottom, and it's going to be tough. It's not going to be fun and games all the time. So, Allie, how long did it take you from the time you started to reach 1 star? I know you ranked pretty quick because you're a rock star.
I told a little bit about this on the stage in Nashville, but my first year actually was pretty rough. I fell in love right away with the getting people in and the joining, but because there was not a whole lot of training before we started, right. I didn't know that it was important to keep people and to be kind to people and to get them interested in sell. I just was kind of running through them, and I think that's a really common problem that a lot of people still do. But so it took me 3 days shy of 30 days to sell anything at all. A trial pack, enrollment, so 27 nothing. Days and actually my very first enrollment, 27 days before I sold anything at all. And actually my very first enrollment came on that 28 day, and she's still with me. So that's pretty incredible that she's still here. But so took 28 days for me to sell anything. And then the next month I double ranked to senior. So a month later, double ranked to senior. But then it took me another 6 months before I hit 1 star. 2 star then came a few months later. And at that point, I quit my job.
Okay. So that's very common. I've heard that a lot. So it took me probably a year before I hit senior. And so,
a year?
Honest to God, the first year I was in the business, Jaretha was selling the trial packs at church. I wasn't even taking the product. There had Rhonda Daniel, I don't know if she's on here. She went to our church and she loved the samples. And so Jaretha, she was ordering and peddling the product there because Ricky was having results. My brother was having good results. And at that point, I mean, I didn't take the product right. If y'all don't know this story, I'm not going to go into it tonight, but I was only taking blue pills in the beginning like a man. I didn't read the instructions, and I gave away my green pills. So they come in a green box and a blue box. I just thought they were color. We're going to get purple boxes and yellow boxes the next month or whatever. So I was taking 4 blue pill a day. Yeah. And so needless to say, and remember at 300 pounds, I was detoxing like a son of a gun. I was feeling horrible. And so after a week, I hadn't lost any weight. And I was like, except maybe for what I threw up. But so I quit. And so a year later, Ricky had lost 60 pounds. And he's like, he wasn't taking it right. And so the rest is history. I started taking it right. I lost weight. But when I got serious about the business, I think I hit 1 star in 2 months, something like that. But I want to tell people out here the important, like I see so many people that once they hit senior 1 star, once they hit a rank, it's like, have you ever heard of the rank blues? Does anybody know what I'm talking about? You rank and then like you crash.
Yes.
You know, because you're pushing, you're thinking about that rank, you drive it, you see it in your mind, you feel it. And then once you get there, you're like, it really wasn't all of that, right? It's sort of a letdown, honest to God. My best rank to date, let me think, probably when I hit 4 star. I think I cried at 4 star. Probably cried. But after that,
listen, we saw your ass crying when you hit 7 star.
I did. Well, and I shed a few tears too when I hit 5 star. But no, 4 star was really, really big for me because my team worked around the clock and it was so fun. And I mean, we pushed hard. But after that, honest to God, hitting 4 star meant more to me than hitting 7 star as far as the exuberation that flooded in because of how hard I wanted it. Didn't sleep for 3 or 4 days. I'm just saying it's not about the rank. All right. It's about the drive, the fight. So don't lose that. That's why we fall once we hit a rank. But I see so many people that hit 2, 3, 4-star and they just quit. You still need that drive. You've got to go back to whatever that inspired you when you first decided to say, hey, I'm going to make it. I'm going to do this business. And you've got to keep that drive. Write notes down, whatever it takes to keep you inspired. For me, I love listening to books and stuff. But every day you got to encourage yourself in this business. And all right, so I need to get back to my training because I'm actually going to cover this in a few minutes. And oh man, we've only got 40 minutes left, so I'm going to run through this. But let's start with this. All right, Allie, you can help me with this. I know you're still here. I hear you. But how to sell True Vision the right way. And we're going to go through a lot of things. Everybody get their pen. I see so many people out there selling True Vision, and then the next month that customer is gone. You know why? Now, some of them are just stupid customers. All right, we deal with stupid customers, so you're not responsible for stupid customers. But if you don't sell the right way I see you, Debbie, laughing over there. Everybody say hello to Debbie Johnson from Canada. But so if you sell the right way going into this, then you're going to save yourself a whole lot of trouble and your retention is going to go up tremendously. Never tell anybody, hey, here's a sample pack. It's going to change your life, because I promise you that sample pack is not going to change their life. 1 month of True Vision is not going to change their life. I like to tell people, when you come into this, promise me you're going to give it 90 days. I know Kaylee Saber, I don't know if she's on here, but she actually used to give a guarantee. If you could prove to her after, was it 90 days or 120 days, something like that. If you could prove to Kaylee that you had not lost weight or your health had not got better, she'd refund all your money. And I'm not sure if she ever gave a refund. If it wasn't much. Because if they take the product correctly and they go through the steps that we tell them, how to drink their water, get up, do the 10K pledge and everything else, they're going to have life-changing results in 90 to 120 days. And so you're a whole lot better spending your time with the people who's going to give you 90 to 120 days than you are spending your time answering every little stupid question for the people who's going to hang around for 2-3 weeks and then go Google it and wind up on Amazon, eBay, or one of the AdWords sites. So get in your mind what kind of customer, what kind of clientele you're after. Zig Ziglar, one of the greatest one of the greatest salesmen of all time, motivational sales. You know what he said? When I sold cars, I'd only sell Cadillacs. You know why? Because I only wanted to deal with Cadillac people. He said, I could stand behind Cadillac. All right, so when you're building your business, go after Cadillac people. We have a premium product. All right, this isn't dollar store or Dollar General, buy it on the shelf for $5 diet pills. This is premium product. And so find people who appreciates that. And so if you can find a customer that'll stick with you for 90 to 120 days, they're going to have great results. And then most probably you can get them to sell once they start having those good results. Because once I started losing the weight, I wanted to share it with everybody. So all right, this is just for me personally. If your upline tells you different and you trust them, then listen to them. I'm just giving my advice tonight. This is my hour. But I never promise early results. What you laughing for, Allie? I never promise early results. And I warn people up front about water weight. Number one, they appreciate that. When you go to them, you say, look, yeah, you might have lost 10 pounds the first week, and but you weighed 500 pounds. And so that 10 pounds the first week was water weight, right? That wasn't real results. As soon as you eat a couple of Twinkies and drink your not Diet Pepsi, but Pepsi or Mountain Dew, you're going to gain all that water weight back. So sell it the right way. Tell people, if you'll stick with this product 90 to 120 days, and I'm stressing this because it's one of the greatest points the whole night, sell the 90-day package. And we actually got something from corporate. I'll have to find it somewhere that talks about why 90 days. And so somebody on Colleen's team actually posted earlier in the year And it's amazing. Why 90 days? Why don't we say 90 days? Sell that. Your attention will go way up. Let me. Another thing, don't, I keep using the word sell. I don't sell anything. I tell people that. We just got a rock star that signed up under. She's a future rock star. I know she's going to kill this business. You know, the one thing she told me, she's been watching this for 4 years. I grew up with this lady, and very, very influential. One of the most influential people I know. She told me the reason why she came back to me is because I didn't try to shove it down her throat. I never tried to sell her anything. I shared information with her. So remember, we're not selling anything, we're sharing. If you want to sell, you sell, I share. Because at the end of the day, whether or not they choose to take advantage of it, it's up to them. I want to find people who appreciate what I'm doing, but I'm not trying to sell anything. I share. That's why we've got a great trial pack system. They can try it for a week. If it don't kill them, and that's another thing. Angel actually used to say that, and it was a good point. The trial pack ain't to see how much weight you can lose the first week. It's to make sure it don't kill you. If you're still alive after 7 days, then this product's for you. We need to go to the 90-day plan then. So come on, Allie. I don't hear you now. You must have muted yourself.
I'm just muting myself so you don't hear me mumbling under my breath about everything you're saying.
Good or bad?
You're doing great. You're doing great. I'm just saying you're funny in the process. So
It's all right. So point number one, it's important to get you and all of your associates under you selling the 90-day plan. Your retention will go up. That way you got everybody on auto ship and you know they're expecting it.
Just to clarify really quickly, because there's going to be somebody that's going to be like, wait, what? He's not talking about selling them 90 days at one time.
No.
Yeah. So just so we're clear for anybody new to the program, we're talking about 90 days, bought 30, 60, 90 days each month for 90 days.
90-day program. We're going to sell you 30 days at a time. You're going on auto ship, and in 90 days, you're going to see results.
That's right.
You know, we do care about your results in a week. If you lost 40 pounds the first week, God bless you. You're not going to post that in my customer group because I wouldn't let it in there. We actually had someone claim they lost was it 30? If Sherry was on her, she could tell me 32 pounds the first week. Don't let that in your customer groups. That's going to kill everybody that didn't lose 30 pounds. They're going to think they got gypped. And so, yeah, you 90-day supply over 3-month period. All right. Never stop recruiting. All right. I signed up an Uber driver 2 days ago. I love Uber drivers. You know why? They're hustling. Most of them, that's their second job. And so they talk to a lot of people. So everywhere I go, number one, it's not important to tell your story to people you're selling to or you're sharing with. Jerry Clower used to tell that all the time. You know what he did? He would get people to tell their story. And then he would sit back and listen, and they would talk themselves. People will like you if you're a listener. And let me tell you something. I'm actually a talker, and I talk too much. I've had to learn a lot of these lessons. I'm preaching to myself. But no matter how much success you got, people don't care. You know, if I made $1 million last year, Debbie really don't care about that. No, she really does. I love Debbie. But you know what matters to Debbie? How much money is going in Debbie's bank account. And so if Debbie's my customer, she don't want to hear how much money I made last year or how much I lost 100 pounds in 3 months. They read internet stories all the time, right? So what you do is you get the customer talking and you listen, all right? You got to spend time. All of you that are out there, and I got a ton on my team, and I love every one of them, but they're out there copying and pasting links and sending it out and texting. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Get your customers on the phone, right? And don't tell them your story at first. You listen to their story. Listen where they come from. Get to know them. It's going to take time. But if you really, really listen and you pay attention and you really care, and I ain't talking about being fake. This should be very, very sincere. Because like I said earlier, business is not just about making money. It's about helping people. So Someone just said, Paige said, people love to talk about themselves. Yes, they do. And if you become a good listener, you can sell your butts off to them all from listening. They're going to love you. I've tried this because I read a whole book about this one time. And so I went to a meeting in Las Vegas and I did nothing but listen. I was probably the most liked guy in that whole place because I listened and I bragged on everything that was told to me. And it was sincere. I was actually doing a trial basis, but it was sincere. I really, really listened. And I've still got friends. I got like 2 really good friends from that convention right now. They're in the carpet cleaning business. And I went there and I listened to their story. I asked them questions about their family, how they grew up and everything else. And I got to know them. And guess what? Both of them will be in True Vision one day. They've both bought from me before. But you listen. You really care about people. Get them to tell your story. Let them talk themselves into a sale. Now, you know what? They'll tell you their whole life story. At the end of it, they go, all right, how much is it for this package that I want to buy? I'm telling you, it'll happen. Somebody try that. I'm serious. So never stop recruiting. Everywhere you go, listen. And then this is what I did with the Uber driver. I got him to tell me a story. Poor guy lost his job. He's out there busting his butt on the street. Him and his wife doing anything they can. And what was pretty cool, they're Zumba instructors. But he said, I don't make any money doing Zumba. And so I listened. I said, hey, let me just tell you real quick what I did. I told him my story, how I joined True Vision Health, helped me lose weight. If you're interested, let's connect on Facebook. The guy's already sent me a message. They want to buy. They want to sign up to try the product. If they like it, they want to sell it. So it's that simple. Never stop recruiting. Everywhere you go, everybody's a customer. If they don't need to lose weight or get healthy themselves, they know someone. But we've got such a vast majority of products with skincare and everything else. Everybody walking is a customer. Just don't hit them with a club over the head every time you see them. Listen to them, and that'll get you in the door. So this is another thing. Allie, have you ever heard this one? My upline sucks. The reason why I'm having no success, my upline sucks. Mm-hmm. I want to know what you tell people when they tell you that. I had someone just the other day tell me, I'm not going to call any names, but this person is a 2-star director. Love them to death. They got 250 incredible, but they wanted to hold out for 6 months and then re-sign under someone else. I think it's going to change their business if they can enroll under someone else. That's not the answer. It's all right. You're a mama. Go ahead and take care of that baby. All right. So Allie's a little busy. So I'll tell you what I told him. Number one, my upline hated me when I first joined True Vision. Some of it might have been merited. I'd like to think it wasn't because she was a pretty bad person. But she hated me. She gave me no support. She put my entire team in her customer group and her associate group and then kicked us all out and left us stranded. And thank God for some other leaders in the company that reached out to us. But you know what I did? I started my own customer group and I started learning myself. I started following people like Teresa Pierce, Angel Fletcher, Ryan Higgins, Stacy Barker was a big name back then. Let me think. Kaylee Cyber. Oh my God. She came to my first meeting in a church house. It's actually my second meeting. Kaylee cussed like a sailor the entire time and then signed the entire church up after the meeting. So true story, but that's the people I followed. I wanted to get to know the successful people and what they were doing. And so don't rely on your upline. If your upline's good, then thank God for that. But your success depends on you, what you do. It has nothing to do. That upline is not going to put $1 in your pocket. Their efforts, they're building their outside legs. Hopefully you're a rock star on their team, but they're building their outside legs. So you've got to determine in yourself that you're going to do it yourself. You're going to go to meetings. You're going to learn what you need to do and then start building your team because it all starts with you. Remember this? People call this a pyramid scheme. It's not a scheme, but this is actually a pyramid. We're at the very top. So when you join True Vision Health, you're the man. It all ends and starts with you. So Allie, what do you tell people when they tell you their upline sucks and they can't have any success?
I just would tell them that your upline doesn't make your money. Your upline doesn't pay your bills. And that stuff's got to happen one way or another. So I would say, be the upline that you wish you had. You don't have to have them. If you're looking for love and you're looking for support and you're looking for help, we're here. Whether it be your direct upline or a sideline or a cross line, or I don't care who it is. That's why I love these power hours. You get to know who we are and see that, like, I'm a mom and I'm a friend and I'm more than just this figure that does True Vision, because you just get to see us as a whole and get to see who you connect with and get to see who you want to reach out to and get help from. And I think that all of us, especially 5 stars and above, would say that we want to help anybody that needs the help.
Well, that's what I told this lady. I will adopt you. You and your team, y'all can join my customer groups. You can join my associate groups. I'll do everything I can, because you know what? Once you hit 5-star, everybody's on your team, right? You're in the bonus pool. You're making a little bit off of everybody in the entire company. And so if your upline does suck, it's okay. Reach above them. Go all the way up. I mean, by the time you get to Elisa Coward, I promise you there's going to be somebody there that'll help you and give you value to your business. And so don't fall in that pitfall. If your business is sucking right now, I'm telling you, this is going to hurt. But I want you to go find a mirror and you look at that person in the mirror. That's the one responsible for your business sucking. All right. So you can take that lightly or whatever, I don't know. But I've had to do that over and over, and I still do that over and over again. I have calls with my leaders, and I talk to them. I'm like, hey, I did it. Jonathan looked in the mirror. I've let you guys down, right? They're my downline. I should have done more for this team over the last few months. And so you take the responsibility and you look yourself in the mirror and you make a change. I promise you, we all go through that. But your upline, it doesn't mean anything for your success. If they're good and they're offering you information, great. But it's not going to make or break you. Elisa Cowart had no upline. She went all the way to 7-star, makes well over $1 million a year now. So let me get to where I'm at. I'm sorry, I've got notes here. Well, I was talking earlier about recruiting. How many has business cards here? All right. So I'm a big fan of having 2 sets of business cards. And some people are like, what? What are you talking about? Number one, if your business card has True Vision Health on it anywhere, all of the Google sites, thank you. They should be sending you Christmas cards, because all you're doing is advertising for the Google sites and Amazon and eBay. So if your business card has True Vision Health or True Vision anywhere on it, you just shot yourself in the foot. Get rid of them. So I like a business card that basically is like one of the ads we post. Remember the ads we post in the garage sale sites and stuff? It's got a before and after picture. 2 pills twice a day. That's great. I see. Is that Kaylee, Mama Starfish? Or is that Allie? Anyway, somebody. Okay. But get with somebody, one of the leaders here. They'll help you design a good business card, show you what they've got and stuff. Like I said, I've got one for weight loss. And if you're at my meeting at boot camp in a week and a half, you'll get to see a lot of marketing material that I've created. And I'll make it available for everybody. But business cards, one should be for weight loss. That's the one I use more than anything. And then the other one should be from Learn to Work from Home. So make your business card, put a picture of, if you don't have a weight loss story on it, a before and after, a really good before and after. And God, while I'm on this subject, I'm going to get to one little pet peeve. Before and after, the before should be on the left, the after should be on the right. You confuse everybody, including me, when you put the after on the right and the before on the left. It's crazy. So anyway, if you don't have your own before and after, I've got a good friend. I mean, Brittany Klein's got a great one, Sherry Cerritos. I mean, there's a billion of them in the company. Please contact that person and ask permission before you put them on your business card, but do it. And just say something like 2 pills twice a day, 2 drinks twice a day, whatever, our little slogans are. and make it simple. Don't have to have a ton of information. Matter of fact, less is more. Because you should be talking to this person. It should have maybe your Facebook information and your cell phone number, right? If you do the email thing. Oh, Brittany just gave the entire company permission. So there you go. You can't get a better before and after than that one. So anyway, just make it very simple. 2 pills twice a day. Ask me how. Hand those out everywhere. Vistaprint, you can get like 1,000 of those son of a guns for $10. Anybody can afford that. I didn't hear what you said, but anyway.
Not quite $10, but cheap.
All right. So yeah, 14, 15. It's cheap. It's $20 maybe. It's going how nice you go. But I'm pretty sure I saw a $9.99 special. But anyway, you can get business cards cheap. You should have, but this is your business. Treat this like a business and it'll be a business for you. So business cards everywhere you go. Every time you leave a tip, guess what? Part of that tip should have your business card in it. And so when I'm talking to waiters and waitresses, I sort of try to fill out people and find out whether they're really, psyched about the health. If they're really, everybody's interested in making money. Most people are interested in losing weight and getting healthy. Everybody's interested in making money. And so I prefer the business card personally, the one about learning to work from home and get an extra stream of income. And I actually use Eric Worre's famous line. I go, hey, if I could show you how to make an extra stream of income without affecting anything you're doing now, would you be interested? I've never had a single person tell me no. Right? They'd be the dumbest person in the world to say no to that. And so I don't tell them anymore unless they ask, like if they're really into it, and you'll be able to know if they're really into it, then you go into that. But give them your business card. They will contact you later. And let me tell you something else. A lot of people might not do it then, but they might lose their job. They might have a bill pop up or something. They're going, oh my God, this guy, bald-headed, ugly son of a gun, but he told me how I could make extra money from home without affecting anything I was doing. And this company's made a lot of millionaires. Oh my God, yeah, I need to call this guy. So it might be 10 months down the road, but that business card, you're planting a seed every time you leave it. Or they might hear of somebody if you're doing the weight loss. So this is all simple stuff, guys. I know most of you know this stuff. I'm just trying to maybe jog your memory or something that you start doing it and implementing some of the stuff that you already heard before. This is nothing new. I don't have any groundbreaking information here. But this is stuff I try to do every day. I promise you. Never stop recruiting. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you this. We're renovating our office back at Knoxville. I'm a 7-star. I've got the budget to do this. I know everyone can't do this. It's actually not as bad as what you think, as expensive as you think. But we rented a building, and we've got offices there. We're there every single day, at least 6 days a week. And we're doing weekly meetings, and we're about to go to like 4 like Zumba classes. We're going to have bingo up in there. Thanks to Jim and Michelle Baker, they've completely renovated the entire thing, built a stage and everything. And so if you have a local team around you, team up with 4 or 5 people. I pay $700 a month for my office space. That's cheap. It's a big space, probably 2,500 square feet. And it's amazing. We went in and painted it. We've got signs going up, everything. And we're going to do weekly meetings there. And so this is something that, like, maybe if you've got 3 or 4 or 5 people in one town, you can do together and all pitch in together and do it. I would do it. So that is my next thing, talking about start hosting meetings. Now, I assume I didn't do a raise of hands when I started this meeting, but I'm assuming everybody here wants to be a 7-star director, right? 8-star director. That's your goal at the end, right? Raise your hand. If you want to make money, you want to maybe be a 5-star director, raise your hand, right? I don't know of a 5-star one yet that hasn't hosted their own meetings. And so the most important, I'll tell this story everywhere I go. The first meeting I ever went to, Ryan Higgins had put it together. I went there. I went up to him. He's a top earner in True Vision Health. I said, Ryan, I want to be like you. What are you doing? And he told me, he said, Jonathan, I don't have the gift of gab. Matter of fact, he sort of stumbled through his presentation that night talking about the products. Did a good job, but I could tell he wasn't used to it. And he said, I'm not good at this. It's not my forte. Angel, she can kill it. She can talk to anybody, anywhere, anytime. But the one thing I can do, I can schedule these meetings. I can be the background person. I can get people together and have meetings. And he was a top earner. He's still the top earner in this company as far as I know. So constantly having meetings. That's what I started doing. When Sherry Cerritos, Kathy Dowdy, Darla Odom, Wendy Navarro, and my whole family, Ricky, Daniel, all of us, we first got together, we started booming. The one thing that set us off, we just got True Control in, we started having meetings. And when we started having meetings, Dana Collins came in out of that, Courtney Colburn came in out of that, Colleen Campbell came in out of that, all rock stars now. Jenna Malone, right? So we started having meetings, and it took off, because you cannot substitute getting together with your people. So if you're not building a local team right now, you're shooting yourself in the foot. Your strongest people should be your local people, the people you can put your hands on, the people you can go to lunch with, the people there you can offer full-time support. So learn to start hosting meetings. Start slow. They're probably going to be horrible and only a few people there in the beginning, but it's okay. I promise you. So what I'm doing now, I've got my people. We built a 3-star team in Knoxville in 8 months. And when I say we built it, they did the work. They kicked butt. Every bit of it was local, with Michelle and Jim Baker, Jessica and Lakin and Malia and Melinda started coming up from Florida, and they kicked butt. 3-star team from 0 to 3-star in 8 months, because we were having meetings weekly. So you can do it. It's not that expensive. You can also rent places out. If you need help with that, contact me later. I'll show you how to rent spaces cheap, like for pennies on the dollar. You can get these online rental places where you share spaces. It's cheap. So have meetings. I'm going to outline really quick how I do a meeting. When everybody gets there, number one, we do training meetings 3 times a month. And then once a month, we do an opportunity meeting. It's our biggest meeting. And at that meeting, we go over the core products. Don't go over every product True Vision has. You're going to bore them. But go over your core products. And then I dismiss, after I go over the core products, after each core product, I get testimonies, because you want to hear from the audience. And so if I'm doing True Fix and I know somebody was a diabetic and now they're doing fantastic, I get them to go in and give a testimony. And so after I introduce True Fix, the audience is going to sell your customers a lot faster than you will from the stage. And so I get their stories, 2 or 3 usually if I can, after every product. All right, then I tell everybody at the end of that, look, the next part is going to be for the people who is interested in making money with True Vision Health. So if you just came to hear about the product and you're not interested in making a separate income, then you're dismissed. We're going to take about 15 minutes, go to bathroom break. When we come back, I'm going to go over a pay plan and how you can make money with True Vision Health. I would say 95% of the people stay for the last part, especially once you pique their interest of the kind of money that can be earned here and how easy it is to make money. And so the last part of it, me personally, I go over the pay plan. I go with how people get paid, how we help everybody, how you can make money off of 8 levels and residual income. And then Randy Christopher has an incredible chart that he got approved from True Vision Health that goes over what the average associate is making. And we call it the 7-year plan, how you can become a 7-star in 7 years. And it works phenomenal. Most of the time we sign everybody up and get them on board after that. So if you need that outlined, I can actually get you more information, but that's how we do our opportunity meetings. There's different people do it different ways. So I'm going to do a little bit talking about with the mental part of this business. Allie sort of went kaplump on me. But so I'm running through this really quick, but a lot of this business is mental. All right. So I promise you, has anybody not been depressed yet? If you've been in this business and you're at least a 3-star director, I promise you, you've had those days you go like, oh my God, is this even worth it? So we're going to talk about the mental side for a little bit, because to me, that's the most important part. The biggest war and the biggest battles are fought right here in between your ears. So let me tell you what works for me. I have a very tight inner circle of friends. All right. And so I've done that on purpose. My friends are successful. They're motivated. If they're always down in the dirt, they're not going to be my friend. Not my inner circle. Because as a person, I have no college education. I get depressed sometimes. I get down and out. I get discouraged. So guess what? My biggest influence, hopefully, is strong enough to lift me out of that and get me refocused. So I think a lot of you need to think of who is in your inner circle, who is influencing you. And I'm telling you, your family can be your worst enemy, because the minute you leave your front door and you're headed to work, you're going to get bombarded with negativity. All right. They're going to tell you you're in a pyramid business. This don't work. This is a scheme. You can't do it. You're living a pipe dream, right? We've all heard it. People don't believe in you. I call them the cheap seats. Drown them out. They don't even count. But your inner circle should be people who have your back and who want to see you succeed. And so they're your encouragers, the ones you really love. I've got a real tight inner circle. And I talk to these people every single day, usually all day. But we would take a bullet for each other. So having that support system is everything. If you don't have that on your team, then it's time to start building it. And none of these people in my inner circle are on my team. Now, I've got the best team in the world. I got to me, the best rock stars in the business on my team. But I've reached out and I've built an inner circle for me that is like my conscience. I bounce ideas off of them, and they're my conscience. So if you're out there and you're constantly depressed, it's probably because, remember, what goes in is what comes out. You're probably hearing too much negativity. A lot of that comes with reading. I read 3 to 4 books a month, all positive, all good information. I wrote some names. If you're looking for books to read, anything by Les Brown, you can get this for free on YouTube, right? And it's amazing. Les Brown, Zig Ziglar, Jim Rohn, Tony Robbins. There's a million others. That's my 4 personal preference. And so Brittany just said personal development is huge. It's everything. If you want to be a leader, and I'm only talking to leaders tonight, so if you just want to halfway do True Vision, I'm not talking to you tonight. Sorry, this isn't your power hour. But I'm talking to people who want to go to 5-star tonight, 6-star, 7-star. You got to spend the time and the effort to personally develop yourself, to learn, to read, to grow, to develop the tools that you need to succeed. We all had to do it, right? A few you might say, hey, I know a 7-star and they're lucky. Maybe you think that about me. You think I got lucky and got here. All right. But I promise you, the majority of people that got here, it was hard, sweat, earned, blood, sweat, and tears. All right. So, all right. So then there's people out there that want every 5-star and up to be their inner circle. That's not going to happen. Okay. I promise you, that's not going to be your inner circle. You need to find your tribe. You know what? My tribe is not Harvard graduates or Princeton graduates. It's not. All right. So I know we're not supposed to tell income here. I'm not going to tell you how much I make, but I made over 7 figures last year. All right. I don't think $1 came from a Harvard graduate or someone that came from Princeton. That's not my piece, not my tribe. Right. I don't have to worry about being rejected by some college fluky or by its snooty person that's got their nose up in the air. I don't even care about those people. There's 7 billion on this planet. All right. And so find your tribe. You know whose tribe? Sherry Cerritos, Winnie Navarro, Dana Collins. I see her on here. We're doing a meeting for Jody and Heidi next week. Stacy Barker, Allie Carlson, Kaylee Cyber, Lisa Coward. That's my people, right? None of them snooty. None of them got their nose up in the air. And I could list a bunch more. Navarro and Darla Odom. My entire family is in True Vision. So you find Rob, that's your support system. Build that inner circle. If you're not doing that, that's one of the most important things you can do, I promise you. You find your people, you build an army, and you believe in those people with all your heart. Once you know for sure they're in, they got back, you got their back, then you brag on them. All right, I'm going to say I'm not really good at talking like this. This is really hard for me. I'm not great on stage. I'm not Angel Fletcher. I can get up there and wow you with my words. It's not me. Lisa Coward, she is me. She can go half-cocked on a stage without any notes and kill it. Allie Carlson, Kaylee Cyber, same thing. But one thing I can do, I can put on the meeting. I can encourage people. I can believe in people. Sherry Cerritos, first met her. She hid in the corner on the first meeting. She's a little timid girl. I'm Sherry Cerritos, glad to be here. I love True Vision Health. That was all she said. It was like her meeting, and that's all I could get out of her. Guess what? She kicked butt like nobody's business. Went on to become a 7-star, and to me, one of the greatest employees ever signed up. A lot of people still don't even know who she is. She's pretty shy. She's pretty timid. But she's a rock star in every sense of the word. And I seen that in her, and I believed in her, and I encouraged her. Winnie's the same way. Jenna Malone's the same way. Darla Odom. Dana Collins, Colleen Campbell, Courtney Colburn, there's all rock stars on my team, and there's a lot more. But I'm just saying, I believe in those people, and they'll tell you, I call them, anything. That's what you got to do for your downline. If you don't have those caliber of people on your team, then you're not done yet. You need to go find some new people. They're out there. They're probably sitting at home tonight petting their cat, bored out of their mind with nothing to do. Just wait somebody to believe in them. So it's all you got to do in people. Build those relationships. You go to meetings and you do meetings. And so all you people out there that ain't going to meetings, you're shooting yourself in the foot. I go to as many meetings as I can. Someone told me one time, they said, you were the most hated man in True Vision the first year you was in, but I saw you at every single meeting. And I was there. I was trying to make friends with everybody was a jerk. But anyway, it worked. I went to every meeting. I learned a lot. I made connections. So as soon as I hit 1-star director, I drove all the way to Utah. Because they knew who I was. And I said, hey, I'm Jonathan Brister with True Vision Health. You don't know me now, but you'll know me one day. And I introduced myself to everybody. So 17.5. I'll never do that again. And I'm going to say this. If you feel like quitting, then go back and remember why you started. So if it's just to lose some weight and get healthy, it'll do it for you. I promise you. If you got in this to build a business, a million empire, and the greatest friends in the world, and be with the greatest people in the world and the greatest company in the world, you're in the right business. So maybe you need to write that down every once in a while and get it out when you're feeling down. And call me. I'll give you my phone number. You may text me. I can't promise I'll get with you right then. But I love entrepreneurs because I've made it before and I've lost everything before, and I had to pick myself up by the bootstrap and build myself again. I'd like to be on the bottom. And so I'm always for the underdog, for somebody that's fighting, for someone that maybe life didn't give them a bed of roses in the beginning or put a silver spoon in their mouth. So you're out there and you're an underdog and you want to fight for this and you want to build your business and you want to do something great and fantastic and change. I believe in you. I promise you. I'm rooting for you. So I got a fantastic meeting. I'm going to make a plug for my meeting. I've rented out the Titanic in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. That's right. I'm thinking about making everybody life jackets to the meeting. But no, we've got the Titanic rented out 2 days. Friday night, Dean Peterson is going to host one incredible party It's going to be a lot of Dean singing and crazy stuff like only Dean can do. And so we're starting late Saturday calls. Dean has to leave Saturday morning, so we wanted to make sure he was there for the party, so we're doing different. He's going to be there for the meeting Friday night. And Derek Raines is going to be there. Some other amazing people like Stacy Barker and Alicia Williams is going to be there training. And so if you can be there, you're going to learn a lot. I've actually got a new tool that I'm doing for building a local team that I'm going to bring out and teach on. It's going to be awesome, I think. And but if you can be there, be there. And then all day Saturday from 10 o'clock to probably 5, 6 o'clock, something like that. We're going to have some of the best trainers in the company there training. So it's going to be amazing. Allie, do you have anything to add to all of this craziness?
No, I mean, you're killing it.
No, I'm not killing it. This is different, right? Someone was telling me they give us a lot of things to go post and stuff like that. All right, as a man, I personally don't get in the garage sale groups and stuff like that. Sort of different for me as a man. I'm more of a coach. That's the way I've had to do this business. Most women don't want to tell me anything personal about their health and their body and how much they weigh and how much they want to lose. I learned that and so if I'm stalking them on Facebook, they're getting weirded out, right? So I learned really early that I couldn't do that side of the business, but I could be a coach, I could be a mentor, an encourager, and that's how I built my team. And so definitely a different way, but it's worked. Ryan Higgins has done the same thing. So if you was expecting something different, like some big earth-shattering trick on Facebook and get more customers, I don't have that for you. That's probably coming up. If Kaylee or Allie's coming up, they might have that one. But I just really wanted to talk to you about mindset and the importance of having the right relationships, throwing yourself out there and doing it. Remember this, people don't do things because they're scared. They're scared of failing. They're scared of, I'm nervous as like crazy for the last few days just about being here. And I've done this 1,000 times. But it's like, it's still nervous being in front of people, right? Because you're sort of put on the spot in front of your people you care about. But you gotta really just put yourself out there and learn from your mistakes. If you can't get but 3 people on a Zoom call, do that, and they're on your team. The 3 best people, let me tell you this, the best people on your team are the ones who lead you. So that's your tribe. So if you can find 3 rock stars on the team that'll listen to you, do Zooms with them. Go over this kind of stuff. Find something you can teach them to research, and then do your Zooms and have a meeting, bond with them. Give them a chance to do it. Give them a chance to grow. Believe in them. That's how I team, honest to God. So, anybody have any questions, Allie? I haven't even looked at the chat. I've just been rattling.
I know you've been incredible.
No, I actually thought I would be about 15 minutes into this, and I would be like stuff. That's why I literally have like 4 pages of notes I ever got to. I even done this. Let me find it. Hold on, you're gonna love this. Hold on, don't go anywhere, Allie. So I even wrote down some jokes. So Allie, knock knock.
Who's there?
Abby.
Abby who?
Happy birthday to you. Oh, yes.
Okay, guys. This is what I feel like every single day.
And this is one more. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Armageddon.
Armageddon you.
Armageddon a little bored. Maybe they need to let me, or maybe you need to let me a little more. It was funny when I saw it. It's funny now. But no, I actually got 4 more jokes and stuff, all kinds of stuff. I know this went by really quick. I bored the crap out of everybody here tonight. I hope somebody got something out of this. But appreciate everybody's time. It's 10:01. Mal went 1 minute over. But who's tomorrow, Allie? Who's doing the power hour tomorrow? What time is it? You're supposed to have this stuff ready.
tomorrow is Anderson at
Okay. 3 p.m. Wow, that's going to be great. And I want to thank Allie. Again, shout out to Allie for doing this. I call her Allie Kick Butt Awesome. Like, this lady is 27. She wouldn't tell me how much she weighed. I asked her how old she was earlier. She told me, and I said, how much you weigh? And she said something I can't repeat here. But I was joking. 27 years old. And, I mean, she's kicking network marketing in the face. I mean, it's amazing. You know why? She just did it. She threw herself out there before. Took her 30 days to sell her first trial pack. I remember the first time I met her, she's this timid, shy girl, laughing over in the corner, cracking jokes. She was funny, but now she's an incredible leader and amazing. Thanks to her for putting all this together, and thanks to all you people for tuning in tonight. So I think that's all. I was actually looking for any questions. I don't see any people.
I actually have one.
All right, Shaq the Warrior, go for it, man.
Hey, thank you so much for I hear a really bad echo. But you mentioned something about when you were talking about the bad offline that I was a little confused. You were talking about those things for your people. Like, did you mean necessarily don't build the business for them? Like as the leader, like what are you expected to do as the leader of your team, I guess?
Well, all right. So one, we're all self-employed. Allie, you raised your hand. Answer that one. And it's whoever said mute my mic was muted. It's not that. So it might be an echo in his car. I'm not sure. I'll just tell you this. Your job as a leader to do your best to guide your team. However, if at any point someone on your team does not want to be guided and directed by you, don't be a jerk and make an enemy out of them. Let them go. To me, like if someone can find help from Allie Carlson more than from me, number one, they're probably smart. But I would say, yeah, go do that. As an upline, I would encourage them to go find information somewhere else or their way. There is no one way to do this business. I promise you, Allie didn't build her business the exact same way I did. And so we all do it different. Debbie did not build her business in Canada the same way Allie did or I did. So we all do it different. There's more than one way. And so once you learn that, you're not so arrogant to think that your way is the only way. You'll be ahead of the game. Remember, if they're on team, they're your friend. They're making you money. Do everything you can to be good to them. And so encourage them, lead them, guide them, train, become like, teach them the things that you know are successful and the things that are doing to be successful. And so you bond with the ones. Jenna, my level 5, I bonded with her. It was my level 5. And she's a 5-star director and a rock star. So it don't have to be someone directly under anything. But this is not like an employment business where you're the boss if you're the upline like that. So the way I feel about it, it's my privilege, or it's your privilege to be on the team, or it's not your right. So if you want to be on my team and do what I'm doing, then great. Hopefully we'll go to the top together. But if you want to do it your own way, then God bless you. Go off and we'll see you at the top. We'll share that bonus pool, hopefully. Allie, you had something. I think Brittany Klein has her.
Yeah, well, I wanted to touch on that a little bit. I think that the only huge requirement as a leader in this business is to motivate your team, encourage them, and give them the knowledge that you have and whatever that you have been taught. I think sometimes people get so lost in this business where they say, I wasn't taught this or I wasn't taught that. As long as you're teaching them what you know, you're doing your job. So as long as you're giving the information that you have, you're encouraging them and you're bringing that to them, then you are absolutely doing what you are supposed to be doing in this business.
Agree 1,000%. And I promise you, the number one thing you can do for your team every single day is be about True Vision Health. Now, That don't mean everything's perfect. They don't mean corporate's doing 1% everything right, because they're not. They can't. They're human too. But I promise you, my demo, when we talk about True Vision Health, I'm excited about where I'm going and what we're doing. I mean, that's the honest. If you're talking crap about the team or someone's in the leadership and the stars up at the top and all that to your team, you're shooting yourself in the foot. But you should be motivated every single day that you have. God's give you the breath and the life and the energy to go out and make money, and you're in an amazing company. We're still at the ground floor. Derek Raines just told us it was amazing when we were in Utah. Did you know that every earner, the average of every top earner in every MLM happens from 5 to year 10? That's when they enter into the company. All right, guess what year we're going into? So it's probable that the highest paid person in True Vision Health hasn't been found yet. Does that make any sense? I want them to be on my team. And they're not going to join your team if you're down and out and you don't even be your team. I know a 3-star director that says the product don't work, and she take the product. I ain't going to call any names. Guess what? She shot herself in the foot in every downline she's got. Product don't work. I don't take the product. I'm just here for the check. So no, I'm sorry, Shep, but I got a little sidetracked there. But your job as an upline to me is, like Brittany said, to motivate your team, to be there for them, to do as much as you can to answer questions. If your upline's not doing that, then I'm sorry. There is other people you can do. We got a customer. To me, quit calling the customer service phone line. I promise you, you're waiting hours. That's crazy. Text them. That's instant. There's people just standing around that'll text you back the information. It's easy. It's a little tidbit out there. But you'll get instant information. But if anybody wants to add to that, I'm through.
I'd like to add a little something.
Hey, Sue's got a meeting coming up too. Her and Alicia Williams. That's going to be amazing.
Thanks for sharing that, David. I got an echo. I just wanted to say that you have all these awesome nuggets and all these amazing people in this company. Jonathan, you are no way in my downline, my upline, in my organization, but you and I have connected. Allie and headlines. I've gotten so many golden nuggets from so many people in this company. It doesn't matter if they're your upline, if they're your sideline, if they're your downline, if they're even in your organization. All you have to do is listen up. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. Listen more than you speak. That's all.
Amen, amen, amen. And you know I love you, Sue.
You know I love you back.
All right, again, I'm done. If anybody has any questions, we got some major rock stars on here tonight too. I see you guys out there. But if anybody has anything they want to, I'll be here for the next, I'll be here as long as you want. But if anybody has any questions they want to ask, let me know. I think I have it where everybody can unmute themselves if they want to. I think so. Well, I guess that's it. Thank you so much. Thanks to Allie for doing this tonight. Thanks for all you guys that tuned in. I learned something, maybe got that much that'll help you on your journey. And if I can do it for you in the future, I love you. All right, one last thing, last tip. We have an amazing convention coming up in St. Louis this year. I think it's going to be the absolute best convention ever. I believe it's going to be our best convention ever. I've seen all right, so one thing I try to do at meetings, I try to go to the husbands, because I know you ladies, a lot of your spouses on board, and it's hard. It's hard because you're spending so much time and they don't get it at first. They almost think like you joined a cult, right? And you're in this True Vision cult. And so I try to go to the husbands and talk. I've been blessed. I got the most gorgeous, amazing wife that supported me since day one. She even worked our other companies while I did this full time until we sold businesses and was able to make a living here. So try to go to the husbands and encourage them to support you ladies when I go to a meeting. But if you can bring your husband to that convention, you're going to change his life. Because I promise you, in his mind, he's thinking, nah, this is some stupid pyramid scheme. No, we're $100+ million rock star, crazy growing company, right? And you guys are all on the ground as investors. And so if you can get that person or your husband or your spouse to our convention, they will be changed. Because the one thing our owners and CEO do better than anything else, they know how to build relationships. And they're amazing when they show up. And so if you can get them there and introduce them to one of our 6 owners, they're going to I've got a brother-in-law who really was not on board at all. He wasn't a jerk. He just wasn't on board. And he gave my sister fits about this business until Sean Gibson went out and did a meeting for them. Sean spent like 10 minutes with him and had him hooked. And that's another reason. All right, I lied. This is the last piece of advice I'm going to give you. The important reason of why you should take your associates to a True Vision meeting with an owner there or a top earner there is because of the connection they're going to make there. So the first meeting I went to, Travis Martin, no, I'm sorry, it was the second meeting. It was the next night I went to. Teresa Pierce connected with us like never before. And I love her to this day because she spent so much time with us. She was a big rock star back then when I joined this business. So it made me want to go back the next night. And her, Angel, and Ryan, all 3, Marlene Farley was there. They all connected with us. We went back the next night. Travis Martin comes in that place, and he was amazing. And he connected with all of us and made me want to be part of this company. There is no better at that than Dean Peterson, Derek Bailey, and Sean Gibson, Dave Brown. Scott, I mean, all of the owners are amazing, but the main ones that go out now, Eric, Dean, and Sean, and they will hook your people and make them fill up this company. Because when you know the ownership of 100, do you realize how important that is? There's no other $100 million company sending their owners out meeting associates. But when you know the owners of $100 million company, now you're part of the family. You're not just an outsider or someone on the sidelines. You're part of the game. That's the ease of going to a meeting and bringing your associates to a meeting. So everybody, Eric Worre actually has this for this. Like for every 100 people you bring to a meeting, you get $1,000 a year per person. So he said, if you bring 100 people to your company's convention, I guarantee you within a year, you'll make $100,000. That's what Eric Worre says. So get any of your people as you can, and let's make St. Louis the biggest, best convention we've had. Debbie, unmute yourself. Talk about that for a second.
Hello, handsome. How are you?
How's it going, baby?
It's going good. I'm kind of missing your hat, though. There's a bit of a shine.
I know. I'm in Florida, and I didn't bring my hat here. So I know. I'm sorry for the glare.
Okay, so tell you about that. Well, network marketing, this is my first sort of kick at the can, so to speak. And I'm just this little country girl that lives in the middle of nowhere. And when the owners said that they were coming to Saskatoon, which was a 3-hour drive for me, I was kind of like, yeah, you know, it'll be somebody from the company. But we got there, and I mean, it was Dave Brown and Travis Martin and Jerem, actually, at the time. He was there, and they all came up and did meetings with us in Saskatoon. And Jonathan, when they called me up to get my Fitbit and shook my hand, I knew I was home. These guys were so down to earth. We went out for supper. Like Mandy was one of the girls back with us then, and Tracy and all of the girls, and we had bought them long johns, like, because it's cold in Canada, right? And they were they were such good sports, Jonathan. Like, they just went out of the room and came back in with their long johns on with the little poop shoots in the back. And, you know, I mean, they were just so real and so humble. And I mean, we've got this amazing product that they've built for us, and it's just, you just know when you're home. And when you meet these guys, you come to these meetings, you meet other associates from all over the world. I mean, Jonathan, I'd have never met you in a million years had it not been for this company and these meetings. And I mean,
Very
your
true.
beautiful wife and her big heart, my goodness. I mean, how could I have gone throughout life without meeting some of these people that I've connected with? And it's the meetings, it's those meetings that bring us together, you know?
That's an amazing story. And I will never forget, Debbie, when you went online and you announced I believe it was you paid your house off, right? And
I was debt-free, Jonathan, like years, I'm going to get crying now, years before I ever dreamt it was possible. Yeah, it was a big day.
That's awesome. But no, get your people to a meeting. And Sue and them has one coming up in Illinois. There's got to be somewhere. I mean, I know True Vision has I believe a page or whatever that has the meetings coming up. But if you're not connected to me or Allie or so, I share every meeting I can. And if there's an owner that's going to be there or one of the top earners, get your team there. They'll learn something. I've never been to a meeting. I've been to meetings where there was 5 people. Matter of fact, my first meeting in Jonesboro, Arkansas, there was 4 or 5 people there. That was it. We had a full meeting just like there was 500 people there. And guess what? Everybody that was sitting at a chair at that meeting is now a 5-star and up. And so I could have been disappointed, got there and went, oh my God, nobody showed up. But no, I was excited. 5 people showed up. Yeah. And they're all 5-star and up now.
And you know what, Jonathan, for us, like, and in various parts of the United States, I know it costs money to get to these meetings. And Christy, I'm very fortunate, travels with me a lot. And she brought her husband, Larry, to Dallas. And I really do believe that is what has really solidified things for them as well. I mean, Larry come to the meetings and he is our cameraman, like he's our audio visual guy for everything. And when they were in Dallas and he got to connect with other men and other couples and stuff, it really unifies a couple when you can attend those meetings together.
That was my point earlier, and it does. And I feel like True Vision is my family, honest to God. And the best friends I have in the world now are True Vision people. Yeah. So, and listen, guys, we just went through a grueling, I don't know if it was for everybody, but I know my team suffered the last 6 or 7 months. We had a great January, but I'm talking about from June of last year till December. It was pretty tough for everybody. But it wasn't just True Vision Health. I've got friends in the industry. Every industry suffered during that period of time. And so every company in the world, if you want to talk about Amazon, Apple, don't matter, IBM, there is no straight up. It does not exist. If you think that's always going to be just like this all the way up all the time, then you're in a fantasy land. You're not in the real world. Businesses do this. But I can promise you, if you look at every year in True Vision Health, even though we might start the year here and finish here, we're going to start the next year here. We're a little bit better than we were starting the year before. And I just saw the stats. I know this for a fact. And so we had a dip. It happens. Life happens. I know after we lost Gen 1, I went from a 3-star director, which was 5. I think at the highest I'd got was 650 people. And if I remember correctly, when True Control came out, I had 110 people active. So I went from 650 to 110. And then 14 months later, I was a 7-star. And so does it happen like that for everybody? I know it doesn't. I got extremely lucky. I got Sherry Cerritos, who was a 7-star below me, who kicked butt like crazy, and Kathy Dowdy and all these people. And so I know it doesn't happen like that for everybody, but I'm saying it can happen for you over the next 12 to 14 months. Get excited. Believe in what you're doing. And
Jonathan, can I just jump in there with one thing?
Yes.
We've seen those ups and downs, right? Like we have been through them. Our international markets, we see ups and downs. But one thing I can tell you is that the biggest growth in our associates as leaders happens in those harder times, in those tougher times. That's when we really pull together and we grow. And I think that's why you see the explosions on the other side, is because we're doing that tough mental game work. We're doing that, build that self-development and that building and that nurturing of our family is happening in those tougher times. So then when we get that little extra boost, that's when that growth happens. That's when we see teams, flourish and build out, is because we've earned it. We've toughed it out in those hard times. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. There's no doubt about it. And I say this all the time. If you gained one rock star or one leader in the last 3 or 4 years, it doesn't matter. You can build back with that person. And so sometimes we lose numbers, we lose customers. But if you've got your leaders, if you've got your core of your team still there, then you're way ahead of the game. And when that upswing comes, and it will, we're going to constantly have these. I'm telling you, it's a roller coaster. That's life. That's business. That's everything is a roller coaster. So if you build those right relationships even when you're in a down swing, you keep those core relationships. When that upswing happens, it's going to be a lot bigger and a lot better. And that's the truth of it. I wouldn't trade 10,000 associates for a Sherry Cerritos or a Darla Odom or a Winnie Navarro or Jenna Malone or Dana Collins. I wouldn't, because I know they are there for the long haul. They're there for no matter what. And so that's what you got to do, guys. I'm telling you. And so get motivated, get excited, get happier than you've ever been in your life, because I'm telling you, you're in a $1 billion company in its infancy right now. Get excited about that and where you're at and the position you have in this company in a multi-billion-dollar industry. And so, $1 billion company, I'll bet everything I have on that. I promise you. I say within the next 5 years, easy, we're at $1 billion. And look at where you're at. So it's up to you what you do with it. And someone asked me the other day, said, "Oh my God, I didn't get in time." No, that's crazy. Colin Campbell joined True Vision and in 11 months went to 5-star. It didn't have anything to do with when she got in or anything else. You know what? And if you don't know Colleen Campbell, follow that lady. She's in California. She sells everywhere she goes. She thinks outside the box. I mean, she just kills it. And so anyway, yeah, she did it in 11 months. And I know a lot of people are thinking there, and they go like, "Oh my God, she must have got lucky or something like that." It might not have been your time. I told you, I was in this for a year before I hit senior associate. But your season's coming. So you plant seeds, you plant seeds, you plant seeds, you plant seeds. And remember this, when you plant a seed, you never harvest in the same season that you plant. It comes later. And you never harvest in the same quantity that you plant. So you go put one ear of corn or a kernel of corn in the ground, guess what? It's not going to be one kernel of corn that comes back. It's going to be a lot more. And so you constantly plant those seeds now. And the harvest of that, oh my God, the time that I spent with my top people, and look what it's brought me, it's amazing. So you got to invest in people. Plant now, harvest later. Plant, 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 plant. During those summer months when it's slow, you train, you plant, you train, you plant. Anyway, guys, I'm actually done. If you're still on here, this is bonus hours. I can't believe anybody's still on here listening to me, but I appreciate it.
63 people still on here listening to you. 25 minutes over, Jonathan.
I know, but I'm listening. I love that. Thank you. We need to get Debbie Johnson on here. We need a power hour. Debbie.
Yes, Debbie, will you do a power hour for us, please?
I love it.
Yes.
So much integrity.
If you love me, go do it.
Debbie, you got to just say yes. Shake your head yes. Debbie, you're going to commit now to doing a power hour. I'll even do it with you. Come on.
She says, not today, Satan. Not today.
No, that's crazy. I would love to hear from Canada. See, all right, I see tons of Debbie. Look at if you'd like to hear Debbie on a power hour, come on. Let's hit the chats. Look at all these people, Debbie. We're going to make this happen.
Jonathan, you're making her cry.
I love her. I don't mean that at all.
It's the shine. It's the shine off of your head. It's making your eyes water. Ugh.
I make people cry all the time. It's sort of like a superpower.
No, Debbie, I'm going to message you after this. We're going to get you on the schedule for March.
Because let me tell you something. I love people who always show up. And I love people like Alicia Williams that always shows up, that's always there and offers support. She's a rock star. And Dana Collins and Sue. Lagatoya la 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 la. I can't say your last name, Sue, but you know I love you in Chicago. And Paige, Miss Catgirl, always shows up, always there. She's a rock star. She's a 7-star, and no doubt in my mind one day it's going to happen. Brittany Klein and the rest of you guys. There's too many of you out there. But all you guys that always show up, I'm telling you, sooner or later, it's going to happen for you. You're going to sign up that right person that believes in you and you believe in them, and it's going to work for you. And so I believe that with all of my heart. Just keep doing this. But you got to take action. You can't just listen on here all the time and not actually take action. And so when I say have meetings, I want to see some pictures and some videos of you guys hosting your own meeting. Honest to God, I don't care if there's 2 people there. My brothers went from Southwest Mississippi, drove, I think it was 15 hours up to North Kentucky and did a meeting for a lady. Guess how many people showed up at that meeting? They had planned it. They'd advertised. 0. Her own husband didn't even show up. So it was my 2 brothers and this lady, 3 of them at a meeting. They rented out the Hilton, spent $250 for a conference room and everything. Guess who their top enroller is? They had a full meeting. They went in, they put the signs up. They went through the full meeting with this lady. She's still their top earner or top enroller. And so was it worth it? Heck yeah, it was worth it. They showed her. They believed in her. They had the meeting. And so you got to do it. If you want to know one secret, one tip, one thing, have meetings. You host meetings and you keep posting them and you keep posting them and you keep posting them and you get better and better and better at it because you're going to suck at your first one. I promise you it's going to be horrible. But you're going to gain something from it. Dana's smiling because she was in some of the earlier meetings. First time I walked into a meeting and Dana Collins was there, she looked at me and she said, "Hey, Mr. Brister, you don't know who I am, but I'm going to beat you to 7-star." And she almost did it. Dana's probably the highest paid 4-star in the company. I would bet on it.
Stop saying that, Jonathan.
It's the truth, and she's freaking brilliant. And she's always got a smile on her face. I love her. When Elisa gets back, her and Kaylee and I will be planning another one in Central Florida. I'll be there. I love Florida. I want to move here.
Come on.
You're supposed to be moving to Tennessee. You can't leave once we get there.
No, I want to move to Florida. Maybe have a cabin in Tennessee and then like a house in Florida. That'd be perfect. Y'all need to help me get Doretha on board. I'll be all over Florida. The older I get with this bald head, I get cold. I don't see how Debbie does it up there in Canada. Jesus, it's too cold. Paige, I want to move.
Bald.
Brittany, y'all talk to Doretha. She's on here. I want to move to Florida.
Doretha.
And Alicia Yarbrough wants to move to Florida. Allie's going to have at least
Don't let him fool you guys. He went there to look and come back to Tennessee because he wasn't happy with the move.
No, it wasn't I was happy. I feel like I was rushing it. I still want to move to Florida, but I hate to feel pressured or rushed. And so I didn't really find the right place. I was in Tampa. Maybe that's not the right place. I don't know. But no, I definitely want to. I love Tennessee too, but Florida.
We'll get a home in both places.
Yeah, we can definitely afford it. That's not a problem. But
Doretha, I like your idea.
Mark-
I think I could do
Mark
6
wants
months in
him to-
Canada and
Listen,
6 months in Florida.
There you go. Yep.
when you have Brittany Klein and Paige Hart and Kaylee Cyber and Elisa Coward all in one area, oh my, who wouldn't want to live there?
Come on. Mark even said, come on.
And that's not even mentioned Mark and Trevor. I mean, my God, it just gets getting better and better.
Brittany, can I come to your house for Nana snuggles when I'm missing them?
Yes, you can.
Okay.
Please come.
Brittany, I want to invest in like, not necessarily a club, but like I want a restaurant with a little bar. So I do like to drink. So I want like a bar there. And I want a karaoke stage.
Yes.
And like where Brittany Klein can come. And I want to like have meetings at my restaurant / club, bar, whatever. And have like sponsored by True Vision Health. But we got Brittany Klein singing tonight.
Let's do it.
Or Ricky Brister singing tonight. And
Yes.
yeah, maybe a piano in the corner where I can play some piano. That'd be awesome.
Yes. Let's do it.
Well, we still got 56 people.
Hey, Jonathan. So somebody asked, I know like we're having conversation, but somebody said, this is important. How do you advertise your meetings? So
Well,
I want to talk about that because I think that people think that it's like difficult, but just like what we do, it's all word of mouth. So, I mean, talk about that for a second.
yeah, well, I tag Allie Carlson, Kaylee Cyber, Alicia Yarborough, Lisa Coward, Angel Fletch. I tag all these people in the meeting, and then everybody's going to see it, right? But no, seriously, if you try to get 25 to 30 people, I know corporate will come out for 25 to 30 people. If you got 20, go ahead and call corporate and tell them to send Dean Peterson or one of these major rock star owners out and have your meeting. Because let me tell you, if you've got 3 people who you believe in, that'll listen to you, that's coachable, they're on your level 1, 2, or 3, it's worth having a meeting. Undoubtedly, y'all can get 30 people to show up, right? And so have that meeting because when those owners come there, they're good at what they do. I'm telling you, I'm just telling you, the one thing I think our corporate team doesn't get enough respect for or something like that or enough praise for, they're good when they show up at the meetings and they build those relationships like Debbie were talking about. And a shout out to Jerem. Actually, Jerem's back and he's calling people who's ranking. And I freaking love Jerem. And my team is loving Jerem because every time someone ranks, Jerem's calling them. And he's Dave Brown's son-in-law. And he's like, hey, we appreciate it. And I love that. I mean, I really, really love that. But if you want a successful meeting, get Stacy Barker there. Get Allie Carlson. Get Kaylee Cyber. Somebody that can train. It's going to be a good meeting. But then also, all right, so I've got some new people. If you come to boot camp, you're going to see some people you've never seen before training because we've got rock stars out there that never get the limelight, that never get the spotlight, and I'm trying to put the spotlight on them this year. So I love smart people. And so we got some smart people like Alicia Williams going to show up and rock the stage. Allie's going to Disney World.
Listen, I looked into changing my flight so that I could fly my family home and be there in time. $2,300.
If I pay the $2,300, you'll do it?
We'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it. It's a conversation for another time.
Let me tell you something. Last year we had boot camp. Allie Carlson and Kaylee Cyber rocked that stage. They killed it. I can't do that. I don't have that talent. That's the great. All right. So if you're smart, you learn what your talents are and what your talents. I don't try to do that. So I promote the people who can do that, like Allie Carlson and Kaylee Cyber. And they killed it.
Hey, I want to say for a second, like you touched on something for just a second that I want to talk about. And I see some people doing this, but I don't think it happens enough. So we talk all the time about like different ways of like reaching a new market and reaching new people. Listen, your guys' husbands know people that need what we have, okay? So if you're making a post about a product, a business opportunity, an event, I don't care what it is, if you're not tagging like your mom, your husband, your sister, your aunt, like I don't care who it is, those people have connections. And like maybe just ask them first, but if you're in my life, then you're signed up for what I'm doing. Whether you like it or you don't like it, you're in this with me, okay? Because in some way, shape, or form, like some point down the road, it's going to benefit you. Like, I'll buy you a car someday or whatever. Like, just let me tag you. Like, at some point, I'll be at that point where I'll buy you a freaking car. All I'm asking is that you let me tag you in a post, right? So those people know people that need what we need. So Jonathan touched on it like for just a second about events and saying that he would tag me and Angel and Ryan and all the other, Elisa, all the people in our company. But more than that, tag the people in your life, because that's going to get those people interested. So I just wanted to expand on that.
Guys, that's gold. What she just said is absolutely gold. I'm telling you. And when you sign a new customer up, by all means, have a post for their freaking wall. I mean, they're excited, they're motivated, they're ready to go, and you go fishing. The top enroller on my entire team came from me going fishing. I'm telling you. I signed up a lady off a yard sale site in Gainesville, Florida, who was 68 years old, didn't want to do this, didn't really need to lose more than 5 pounds, and she gave me her daughter, Winnie Navarro, which is just a rock star on my team. So what Allie just told you, yes, tap into everybody you can. They don't care. Quit dreading no or feeling rejection. If you're worried about what someone's going to care about you or what they're going to say about you, then you're probably in the wrong business. You should be working for McDonald's or something. Right? There ain't a rock star when I'm talking about every major singer, actor, president, politician, I don't care, business person in the world that got to the top by being scared of no or rejection, because they all face it. It's not easy to get to the top. I got this cigarette. You want to see something pretty neat? Look at what I'm drinking tonight. So I got this glass, and I got this glass. And I got this one, and this one, and this one. Y'all can guess what's in each one of them. But it's like my secret sauce. Dreeth is shaking her head. She probably knows. What's going through your brain, Allie?
It's not appropriate, so.
Jonathan, what are the dates of your boot camp?
This one's empty, so I can tell you what was in, well, I won't tell you what was in that one. It's all legal, I promise you that. Oh, my boot camp is March 1st and 2nd. I got like 16 speakers. And I'm telling you, we're going to have the best, well, I'm bummed out that Allie ain't there and Elisa ain't there and Kaylee ain't there, but it does give me an opportunity to bring in, so Allie's not there, but I get Alicia Williams. And so that's like a mini me, Allie. And so that's pretty cool.
And that's going to be where? I don't know why I haven't seen anything about this.
I've been posting
You're
like
slacking, Jonathan. You didn't tag me in the event.
Sue, have you unfollowed me?
No.
Then go look at
I
my
learned from that
wall.
mistake a long time ago.
Crazy about this. I've got an event. We've got like 250 something people interested. 260. What's crazy, we only got 140 seats in the Titanic, I think. They said we could bring out chairs. The Titanic, how cool is it going to be in the Titanic for a True Vision meeting? It's going to be awesome. What do you mean it's a sinking ship? I actually did think about that, and I know there's going to be people give me crap about that, but I don't.
I mean, it's literally a sinking ship.
Listen, it's the greatest place in Pigeon Forge, and so I rented it because True Vision deserves the best.
No, I think it's awesome. I'm just
Brittany,
saying.
you guys are driving up, right? If you don't have that baby, y'all are going to drive up. Brittany's going to kill the karaoke contest. Trevor, I'm trying to get Trevor to come up.
Gotta wait for
It'll
the
be
space.
Steve Williams' birthday. We're going to throw like a big bash for Steve Williams. We're going to make him sing. Or Paige is coming. She's bringing her and all of her cats. I think her screen's froze.
True story. Elisa messaged me. She's like, just so you know, Mark is texting me, asking me to please convince you to go to Knoxville and go to and she's like, I was like, aren't you guys like having a baby like any day now? Don't you think that's kind of important? He's like, listen, we can fly her back if she goes into labor. He's like coming up with all these plans.
I can deliver that baby. My mom was a midwife. I'll deliver that baby if we need to.
You need to stop.
Hey, my mom actually delivered me by herself. That's a true story. I'm a miracle baby. And Brittany's naming her baby after me, by the way. Allie named her baby after me. It's Bristol.
Bristol.
It's like Bristol.
If y'all believe that, then everybody needs a lobotomy because that shit is not true. Okay?
I claim she's my God. It's my godchild. She's in my will.
Okay, put her in your will. But that's a lie. So do not believe that. Like, Bristol has been picked out since I was literally like 16, and I didn't know you back then.
It's a God thing, Allie. It's like
Doretha, help me.
Well, I'm kind of claiming Jolie because my middle name is Jolette.
See, now that that was intentional. The other part, not.
Yeah, see?
Naming our babies after me and Doretha.
Just me, not you.
These women always stick together.
That's right.
All right, I'm looking at y'all. Y'all looking at me. JoJo, John, blah, blah, what? Jonathan equals
Oh
JoJo.
my God, Alicia, you are fired.
Yes, I love it.
I like the Jolette better.
That's right.
JoJo.
My JoJo.
JoJo, Bristol is Bristol. Yeah, that's it. It's out of the closet now.
Don't be starting rumors. Not tonight.
All right. All right, guys. I think we're all just looking at each other. Honest to God, I think
people are just waiting for some sort of train wreck to happen. So like, let's just watch and see what happens.
It could be any minute now.
Something.
Yeah.
It could be any minute now. But no, actually, I texted Allie. I said, listen, in order to be on this Zoom with you tonight, you need at least 2 shots, maybe 4 by the end. But did you take the 2 shots?
I've had enough. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say is I've had enough. Anyway, does anybody have any more questions?
No, I'm good. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. It's been a wonderful time being with you guys tonight. I hope somebody got something from this tonight. And
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, everybody. Much
let's all give
appreciated.
Allie a hand clap for doing these power hours.
Raise the roof.
Yeah, Sue. I see you, Sue.
It is way past Allie's bedtime. Thank you for somebody.
It's past Jonathan's bedtime, but well, not really. I'm actually just getting started.
No, you're just starting.
Yeah, but I love all you guys. Thank you so much. See you down the road.
Thank you for sharing your heart with us tonight, Jonathan, and just pouring into us all. You really did well. Don't let that go to your head, but you did really do well.
Yeah, if you guys want to see Jonathan back, like I want to see it in the comment section that you want to see Jonathan back, please, so that we have reason to invite him back. Because otherwise, us mean girls will not invite him back.
Oh, you are too.
Yay, they love you.
You're making me blush now. Oh my God,
Aw. Okay, that's enough. No more. Like, it's going to go to his head, straight to his head, okay? That was it. That's all you get. No more.
No, next time I want a midday, and I'm going to actually show you all how to get a customer. Like, everybody's going to get a customer before we get off the Zoom.
You know what would be incredible, Jonathan, is like you take us to like Walmart with you and like recruit the shit out of people.
I can do that.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
I talk to everybody. I don't care if it's anywhere. I talk to everybody because I'm excited about what True Vision's done for me. And if you're not excited about this company, you're in the wrong company. That's just the way it is. So get excited, find your motivation, and you'll be successful. But anyway, and my God, I've got the most awesome people in the world in this company. It's amazing. Love all you guys. Good night.
Good night, everybody.
See you next
Good
time.
night.
Bye-bye.
Good
Thank
night.
you.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.